Hey, you still trying to win this money? Well, I'm about to give it out. So tap in, lock in, and see how you can get it. You dig? And while we pay attention to this board here, something big is happening in the AFC West right now. For years, this division had one structure. One quarterback controlled the board. Now he's hurt. Kansas City is adjusting. Denver has risen to the occasion. The Chargers are making their push towards the top, and the Raiders are preparing to draft their next franchise quarterback and build something new around him. So, the optics heading into this season is simple. Mahomes hurt, division open. Who controls the AFC West now? Intro music, please. Before we even get to the AFC West specifically, I want to frame the conference itself for a second. Because for years, the AFC has been a tougher conference for quarterbacks to survive in. And that's not a knock on the NFC. It's just the reality of how quarterback talent has been distributed across the league. So when you look at the top quarterbacks over the last 10 to 15 seasons, most of the names have been coming out the AFC. And heading into this season, that still haven't changed much, right? So every year these quarterbacks, they're not just chasing playoff spots. They're competing directly against each other inside the strongest quarterback environment in football. And the AFC quarterback strength usually determines who survives. In the NFC, quarterbacks often depend on the structure that's around them, right? So when something shifts inside a division that's been controlled by one quarterback for years, that's not a small story. That's a major shift. And structural shifts almost always connect back to coaching movement. That's why coaching carousels always matters more than what people actually realize. Because when a new coach comes in, everything can change. A team can shift offensive identity overnight. Defensive structure changes, quarterback responsibilities change. Sometimes an entire organization direction resets in one off season. Across the league this year, several coaching moves are going to reshape quarterback environments very quickly. Starting with Las Vegas, they brought in Clint Kubiak. That's a full offensive reset, and they're trying to position themselves to introduce a rookie quarterback foundation. Cleveland, they hired Todd Monken, pointing directly towards quarterback development becoming the priority there. Buffalo, they promoted Joe Brady, maintaining continuity around one of the most important quarterback windows in football with Josh Allen. Baltimore turns to Jesse Minter, introducing a defensive shift after a long-standing structure. Robert Saleh goes to Tennessee. That's a cultural and a defensive rebuild from top to bottom. The Giants add John Harbaugh, bringing stability and experience into a roster trying to accelerate forward. Arizona, Mike LaFleur, pointing towards offensive restructuring and long-term quarterback evaluation. Atlanta gives Kevin Stefanski another chance. Miami gets the new head coach. Pittsburgh gets the new head coach. League-wide coaching movement is going to shape quarterback environments across multiple divisions this season. But inside the AFC West specifically, only one team made a head coaching change, and that's Las Vegas. And that difference in continuity across the division is exactly what makes this quarterback structure conversation so important heading into this season. So before projecting forward, let's look at what this division actually produced last year. Geno Smith, Las Vegas Raiders quarterback, threw for over 3,000 yards before the organization moved on from that direction and began preparing for a rookie quarterback future. Most likely, Fernando Mendoza, that's what I'm hearing. And that tells you immediately this team entered the offseason in evaluation mode at the position. Patrick Mahomes, he finished with 3,500 yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 picks. Solid football stats, but from a fantasy leverage standpoint, and even from a betting projection standpoint, that's not the type of touchdown production that signals division control inside an AFC quarterback environment like this. Justin Herbert threw for over 3,700 yards with 26 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Strong yardage totals, efficient stretches across the season, but still under that 30 touchdown threshold that usually signal elite quarterback leverage inside a division race. And Bo Nix finished the season with 3,931 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, while leading Denver to a division title. So when you step back and look at the AFC West as a whole, one thing stands out immediately. None of these quarterbacks crossed the 30 touchdown mark last season. And once quarterbacks begin clearing that threshold, that's when you usually start seeing stronger fantasy leverage signals and clearer betting confidence signals inside a division structure. So when you combine last year's production snapshot with Mahomes' injury timeline, Denver's continuity window, the Chargers' pressure window, and the Raiders preparing to introduce a rookie quarterback foundation, the structure of this division starts to come into focus. Now we can build the AFC West quarterback rankings heading into this season the right way. At number 4, we got Las Vegas quarterback. The Raiders remain the biggest projection variable in the division. They brought in Clint Kubiak as head coach. They've installed a new offensive identity, and they're expected to draft Fernando Mendoza as the quarterback of the future. That makes this an identity build environment. New coach, new system, new quarterback foundation. But until that structure takes shape on the field, the Raiders sit at number 4. Whether it's Aiden O'Connell or Fernando Mendoza or whomever they may draft. At number 3, we got Kansas City Chiefs quarterback situation. Normally, Kansas City sits at the top of this structure automatically because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, right? But this year is different. Last year was different. Mahomes is working his way back from a multi-ligament injury, right? And Kansas City brought in Justin Fields to stabilize the early portion of the season, if needed. Most likely will be. So this becomes a managed quarterback timeline instead of a single quarterback control environment. And while I do believe Justin Fields could play some of the best football of his career inside Andy Reid's structure, this is still a transition window for Kansas City overall as they manage Mahomes' return. So instead of operating from their usual position of stability at the top of the division, Kansas City enters this season managing a recovery window at quarterback, and that's why Justin Fields, number 3. At number 2, we got Justin Herbert, Chargers quarterback. This is the strongest uninterrupted quarterback environment in a division outside of Denver right now. Herbert's talent has never been a question. The question has always been whether their talent translate into division leverage. The Chargers, they are balanced, they are quietly dangerous, they're system stable, and they swept KC last season. And, that matters inside this structure. So heading into this season with continuity at quarterback and no recovery timeline shaping the offense around him, Herbert moves into the number 2 slot. And at number 1, we got Bo Nix. Denver won the West last year. Nix was playing outstanding football. The young pieces around him are, coming together real nice. They added new weapons. The coaching structure is aligned. And he's already trending towards full offseason participation after his playoff injury. This is a year 3 leap window inside the most stable quarterback environment in the division right now. Kansas City still carries baseline respect because of Mahomes and Andy Reid, but Denver controls the momentum heading into this season. So Bo Nix lands at number 1. Kansas City is entering a managed timeline window. Denver is entering a continuity window. The Chargers, they are entering a leverage window. And the Raiders are entering a rookie quarterback identity window, right? And that's why this division feels different. That's why the Mahomes era question is real. And that's why my AFC West quarterback power structure looks like this. There you have it. Now, let's shift gears for a second because it's time to spin the wheel. And if you've been tapped into the show, you already know how this go. This is where we start rewarding the people who are a part of the Football is Money community. So let's take a look at the wheel. So this month, the wheel is packed. There's so many names on here right now, you can barely see them individually, man. Yeah. Only way we can see them if I move the wheel around a little bit. So I'm going to go across this real slowly for a second so everybody that's watching can see these names of real participants who signed up and put themselves in position to win this month's giveaway. All right? So let's go. I'm just going to spin it. Try to go slow. Go around the whole wheel. And first off, I appreciate everybody that's been participating, everybody that signed up, everybody that's been tuning in, everybody that's been supporting the show, and supporting what we are building here at Football is Money. Because the fact that the wheel looks like this right now means that our community is growing. All right? So now that you've seen it, it's time for us to spin it. It's spinning it, and it's spinning. All right, so the winner is Blythe. I believe I'm saying her name right, Blythe. The real Blythe. She follows the socials. Stays active in the comments, and her name was on the board multiple times this month, which is exactly how you increase your chances to win. And for everybody else watching, it don't stop here. You still got another opportunity next month and a month after that. Just keep tuning in, keep participating, keep making sure your name stays on the wheel because we're going to keep running this giveaway until the off season is over. All right. And now, because the wheel is growing every month, we are making a small adjustment to how entries stack moving forward. Because like you've seen, the wheel is crazy, right? Can't even see the names on there. But it's not going to be a major change, just a shift to keep the system centered around real football conversation. All right. Because that's what we do here at Football is Money. That's what we are built on, football. So here's how the structure is going to work moving forward. So if you see your name in red, that means you missed a step. Either you didn't subscribe to the channel, or you didn't sign up at footballismoney.com, or you didn't make a valid football take. All right. So you're still going the wheel, but you're going to be in red. All right. If your name is green, that means that you are fully locked in. You did the trifecta. You did all three. You subscribed, you signed up, you made a valid football take. All right. And if your name is blue, this is a bonus. If your name is blue, that means your post, your take got high engagement, and that is a community bonus. Those might be rare right now, but they are possible. And gold entries are bonus selections that I personally add, for standout football takes during each episode cycle. And at the end of the month, if you are still in red, your name come off the board. All right. Red resets. Green stays, blue stacks, gold stacks. All right. So if you're trying to stay on the board and stay competitive, stay tapped in with the football, because next month we spin again. All right. We giving out this money. Once again, congratulations to Blythe. Blythe. Congratulations, man. All right. On another note, on a side note, on a quick plug for all my bettors out there, there's a special sign-up bonus waiting for you right now on footballersmoney.com. When you get there, click the Bovada link on the site and get your bonus set up today. All right. And for my fantasy players, we are now taking managers for our second annual Footballers Money Fantasy League. If you want in, you also go to footballersmoney.com. And if you're new to fantasy football and you want to learn how to play the right way, we have a training league. It is also available on the site as well. Everything you need is at footballersmoney.com. And for this month winner, I know she's going to see this because she really is tuned in to the channel. You have 72 hours to respond to the episode. All right. From the time that this air, you have 72 hours. And we will air this episode Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. All right. So go to footballersmoney.com, click the chat bubble, and we'll get you set up with your payment. All right. Thank you for watching. I'm your host. They call me Boss. This is Football is Money, and we are.
That's a wrap. Thanks for listening to Football is Money. Find every episode and more at footballismoney.com.